Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds will be a no-show at Met Gala.
Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds were definitely uninvited from the Met Gala, and a Wintour ain't got time to play these games.
Did Ryan Reynolds just abandon Blake Lively at one of the biggest moments of her career to save himself? Because that's exactly what fans, insiders, and even fellow celebs are starting to whisper behind closed doors. Blake Lively walked the red carpet for her new film Another Simple Favor, and for the first time in years, Ryan Reynolds was nowhere to be seen. No supportive husband moment, no joint photos, just Blake, alone. At first, people chopped it up to a busy schedule. After all, Ryan's one of the most in-demand actors in Hollywood. But then came the press statement, the publicist spin, the awkward deflections, and suddenly, everyone started asking the same question. What is Ryan Reynolds hiding? Because this isn't just about a missed premiere. This is about lawsuits, leaked texts, behind-the-scenes feuds, and a marriage that may be hanging by a thread under the pressure of Hollywood's brutal spotlight. Let's start with what actually happened. March 2025, South by Southwest. Another Simple Favor is premiering, and Blake Lively, the film star, arrives in full glam. Paparazzi everywhere, cameras flashing, but something's off. There's no Ryan. This isn't just unusual, it's almost unheard of. Ryan and Blake have built an entire brand around being the quirky, devoted Hollywood couple. They show up for each other, always. So where was Ryan? Well, that's when his PR team jumped in, releasing a statement that sounded more like damage control than clarification. It basically said, other celebrities don't attend premieres with their spouses either. It's normal, but here's the thing, no one asked for a statement. And the fact that they felt the need to defend Ryan's absence, that's when fans started digging deeper. Because in Hollywood, silence is sometimes safer than denial. But this time they broke that silence, and it made things worse. But if you thought a missing red carpet appearance was the scandal, just wait. In December 2024, everything shifted. Blake Lively filed an official harassment complaint against her It Starts With Us co-star and director, Justin Baldoni. She claimed the working environment had become toxic, stressful, even unsafe. At first, no one knew. The complaint was supposed to be private under California law. But, suspiciously, the very next day, the New York Times had a copy. The entire complaint, line by line. That doesn't happen by accident. Now, whether it was leaked by Blake's camp, the production, or someone in between, we may never know. But what we do know is this. Baldoni didn't take it lightly. He fired back with a lawsuit so massive, it made headlines around the world, suing both Blake and Ryan Reynolds for over $400 million in damages. Why Ryan? Well, according to Baldoni, Blake and Ryan worked behind the scenes to hijack the production and marketing of the film. He says they manipulated media narratives to make him look guilty before he could even respond. Whether true or not, that lawsuit changed everything. Suddenly, Ryan wasn't just absent, he was legally involved. And the evidence? That's where it gets really messy. To defend himself, Justin Baldoni did something bold. He launched a public website filled with screenshots of his private messages with Blake Lively. Some of the texts were professional, but others, not so much. There were flirty jokes, casual banter, inside references that made it very clear the two had a warm, possibly even flirtatious dynamic. In one exchange, Baldoni wrote, "I like sentimental Blake," to which she replied, "Never met her." He followed up with, "I also like a whole Blake, don't worry." And she responded, "I've met her. So have my suppositories." Yeah, that actually happened. Now, to be clear, jokes like this don't automatically prove a deeper relationship, but they do raise serious questions about the nature of their friendship. Blake's team has argued that she was simply trying to maintain a cordial relationship with a difficult director. Baldoni's side says these messages show mutual affection and contradict the harassment claims. And public opinion? Totally split. Some see Baldoni's receipts as evidence of consent and camaraderie. Others say this kind of power dynamic, director and star, makes it murkier than it seems. And if that wasn't complicated enough, then came the A-listers. Once the text went public, it wasn't just about Blake and Baldoni anymore. Private messages allegedly dragged in names like Taylor Swift, Blake's longtime BFF, and Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds' closest friend. Taylor, who has been fiercely protective of her own image and friendships, was reportedly not happy about being pulled into the narrative. Sources say she felt blindsided, and it put major strain on her friendship with Blake. Meanwhile, Hugh Jackman got caught in the crossfire when court documents revealed he may have been present for certain conversations involving Ryan and Blake during the production's meltdown. Now the court wants to hear from him. Yep, Hugh Jackman might be forced to testify, which is insane. One moment you're the nicest guy in Hollywood. The next, you're getting dragged into a courtroom drama because your best friend's marriage is unraveling under legal pressure. But things really went off the rails after one infamous night at SNL. When Ryan Reynolds showed up to Saturday Night Live's 50th anniversary event, fans were hoping for a lighthearted return to form. Instead, they got a moment that made everyone wince. When a reporter asked how things were going, Ryan smirked and said, "Great, why? What have you heard?" The joke landed like a lead balloon. The audience didn't laugh. Blake, standing nearby, gave a tight-lipped smile that quickly faded. Online, reactions ranged from confused to furious. Was Ryan making fun of the allegations? Was he joking about the rumors? SNL insiders later said Ryan improvised the line. Others insisted it had been pre-approved. And then SNL denied both versions of the story. Basically, no one knows the truth. But one thing is clear, that joke made everything worse. And from that point on, Blake and Ryan were never seen together again. Since the SNL backlash, Ryan and Blake have made a very obvious change. They're avoiding each other in public. No joint appearances, no interviews, no Instagram shoutouts, nothing. Blake promoted another simple favor on her own. Ryan pushed Deadpool and Wolverine without her by his side, a huge shift from their usual couple branding strategy. Even on social media, where they used to troll each other in playful, viral ways, complete silence. Some insiders say it's a strategic decision. They're trying to reduce public attention on their marriage to keep the focus on their careers. Others say the cracks are real and getting harder to hide. And then came Anna Kendrick, and a red carpet moment no one could ignore. Fans have speculated about tension between Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively since the first A Simple Favor in 2017. Rumors claim it started over a snarky comment about Taylor Swift, but nothing was ever confirmed. Until now, at the 2025 South by Southwest premiere, Kendrick was asked about working with Blake again. Her answer? "Oh, that was it." Meanwhile, Blake gave a cheery, media-trained, "it's the best" response. But body language experts and fans weren't buying it. Director Paul Feig tried to downplay it, insisting both actresses were total pros. But anyone watching could feel the tension. And now, Kendrick is reportedly furious that the entire press tour has been hijacked by Blake's legal drama. And if you think the studios aren't watching this, think again. Section 8. Hollywood Fallout and Career Risk. This lawsuit isn't just about Blake and Baldoni anymore. It's about what happens when Hollywood stars become too controversial to touch. Studios are risk-averse by nature, and legal drama, leaked texts, and media battles? That's exactly the kind of chaos they avoid at all costs. Blake's once perfect image as a graceful, bankable A-lister is now under threat. Brands are quietly backing away. Upcoming projects are being re-evaluated. Baldoni is even worse off. As a director and producer, his entire livelihood depends on trust. If he's seen as a liability, studios won't just pause, they'll disappear. Ryan's situation is trickier. He hasn't commented publicly. He hasn't made a misstep beyond that SNL moment. But the fact that his name is in court documents tied to this lawsuit, that's a major red flag for investors, producers, and brands. And Kendrick, while not directly involved, may be caught in the fallout if this saga keeps dominating headlines. She's worked hard to build a clean, comedy-forward brand. Being tied to behind-the-scenes drama doesn't exactly help. So what does this all mean for the couple that once ruled Hollywood together? Here's the bottom line. Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively built their brand on being the unproblematic power couple of Hollywood. Funny, supportive, effortlessly cool. But now, the cracks are showing. A red carpet absence, a viral lawsuit, leaked messages, A-list feuds, and a marriage that, for the first time, looks seriously tested under the weight of public scrutiny. Ryan may have skipped the premiere to avoid adding fuel to the fire. Or maybe he stayed away because he knew his presence would make it worse. Either way, the decision and everything that followed has changed the way Hollywood sees both of them. Their next move, it's everything, because one more misstep and they may not be able to recover.